Welcome back to another episode of NaytonTech. Today we're going to be reviewing the Aukey DRA1 Dash Cam. I've wanted to get one of these for a while, just because you see all these accidents and everything, and it's always great to have video footage just in case. So I wanted to get one for a while. I got the opportunity to review this one. It's actually a pretty small dash cam. Like I said, the model is a DRA1. This is a 1080p 30 frame per second dash cam. It does do 720p at 60 frames a second if you're interested in that. And we'll go over more on this here in a minute. I'm going to go through what's included in the box, what you get. Not too big of a box. You get the dash cam. You get a pry tool to pull off any of your plastic panels or to help you stuff the wire in, your power wire. You get some little clips, little sticky clips, 3M tape on the back if you wanted to route your cable that way. A couple double-sided sticky 3M pads. There is a suction cup mount, which actually this is really nice rubber on it. I haven't had it move at all on the two windshields that I've tested with. It does have, it actually has a locking, I don't know if you can see in here, but anyway, there's actually teeth in here, so once you lock it down, it actually stays where you put it, as well as can loosen this and you get a full kind of like a ball joint movement on there. This clips into the top, actually, yeah, the top of the camera. Here's your top of your camera, and this just clips in and pushes over. So nice too, it's very easy to pop out, and you can remove this so it doesn't stay in your car for thieves to take it. You also have another one, same setup, but it just has the double-sided sticky tape on the back. Same hinge and same ball joint there. You get a charging cable. This is not a removable cable. I was kind of disappointed in that, but at the same time, you don't ever have to worry about it coming undone. Standard 12 volt plug there for like a cigarette lighter style plug. This does kind of have an odd power plug. It runs the old mini USB. I think they also call this mini B plug. But I do like this over micro USB. So I'll take this over micro USB. USB-C may have been better, but where this probably isn't really your main point of transferring files. You can do it through USB, but most people would probably just take the micro USB and throw it in a USB or a card reader. Get a lot better results that way. This cable, by the way, is 13 feet. So you can route it from the center of your car all the way around the window and come in from the top if you want. So they give you plenty of cable there, which is a plus. You get a manual, which has all the specs in it. I'm going to kind of go over a couple of those here in a second. And of course your Aukey warranty card. So a couple of the specs, I'm not going to go into this too much. This is the same stuff you can find on the website if you go and you're actually looking at it. So I don't like to get into those in my videos because it just wastes people time. But it does do your standard recording if you want. It does take pictures. You can hold a button down and it'll take a picture in case you wanted to get somebody's license plate or something like that while you're parked. Just happen to do that. A couple different types of recording modes, like looping. You can set if it's, I think it's a 3 to 5 minute or a 10 minute, and we'll show you that in the menu. They do recommend a class 10 or higher micro USB card, just because of you're writing so much to it all the time that you just want the nicer card with the faster speed so it can keep up. And it does support up to 128 gigabyte card, which is nice. I think I've got a 16 or 32 in there, and I've even got close to filling it up in the 10-15 minute trips, 20-minute trips that I've been driving around here. So not bad there. It has a 140 angle lens, so pretty wide angle lens. And I'll actually show you some footage. I'll post it up here right now so you guys kind of see it. And I'll do some full screen stuff towards the end if you guys want to check that out. I do have some night view and some day view, day recordings and night recordings. 2.7-inch LCD and 2 megapixel CMOS sensor. That's pretty much it. It does work in -22 up to 167 degrees Fahrenheit, according to them. And that's pretty much it. The other nice thing that it does have, you can turn these things on and off. It does have a button. If you do get into an accident, you can reach the button. It will save that file from being overwritten, even if it gets left on for another couple hours for some other reason. You go to the hospital and it gets left on. It will save that one file. It also is programmed, if you do turn the feature on, if it does notice a high enough impact, it will do the same thing with the file that is currently being recorded. So you can go back and it will not overwrite that file. You can delete it off the SD card once you pull it off, but the camera itself will not delete it. So let's do some kind of close-up. I'll show you some of the stuff on the camera itself. Of course, your lens, 140 degree angle. It does have a recording LED on there. On the top, this is not a headphone jack. For headphones, there is a GPS unit that you can purchase for this, and it will record and add that information into your video. Your mount, your charging port or your power port there. You can transfer data files to there if you don't have an SD card reader. Let's see. Micro SD card reader on the side here. There is a little itty bitty reset button, if this will focus on it. And then you have your 4 buttons across the bottom. Hopefully I've got these right. So this button here is the button that you would press if you got into an accident or you wanted to save that file and not overwrite it. And then you got your up down arrows and your OK button. This one also does work as a return button on some menus, and we'll show you that as well. That's pretty much it for the camera. Let's go ahead and fire this guy up, and I'll go through the menus on it, and then we will show you some video. So far, I'm actually pretty happy with this. It's very simple. Whenever you turn your car on, it just automatically starts recording, which is nice. Or if you pretty much you add power to it, and it automatically starts recording. You don't have to fiddle with it and turn it on and off every time you get in and out of the car. So that makes it very simple. Let's show you what the menus are like. All right, so what we're going to show you now is the menu system on this, so you can see all of the features and things that you can change, and I'll show you a couple other things that I've learned as well. So what we're going to do, I've got an old PSP cable because I don't have any other ones. So we're going to plug this guy in. So this is just like if you're going to add power. Got a green light here, and I believe this one turns green once it starts recording. We'll check that out here in a second. I usually don't see that side of the camera. So it actually starts up pretty quick. Let's see if we can kind of pull something over. So that kind of gives you an idea of the wide angle that it gives you. I'm probably only about 4 inches from the table. And obviously this isn't the best screen recording as far as quality goes. It looks a lot better, obviously, in reading right off the SD card on a normal screen. Okay, so you can see right here that it is not recording audio. Your red light here means that it's recording already. This is your quality, how long it's been recording. This is not a touch screen, by the way. This is your emergency button. This will let you play videos that are already on the SD card. Yeah, and this tells you this will also flash when it's recording. Okay, so let's get in the menu so you guys can kind of see what's available here. So here's your menu. So we've got resolution. It's available in 1080p, 30 frames per second. This one's 60, 720p at 60 frames a second if you want a higher frame rate. 30 frames per second, 720p. WVGA, I don't know why anybody would ever use that, as well as a normal VGA. I don't know why anybody would use that either. Loop recording, So you can do, I was correct on my memory there, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. So this is how long each one of the videos is, and it will cut them up. So do a 10-minute loop, and then it'll stop the file recording, or not, it won't stop recording, but it'll do a 10-minute files. So each video file is 10 minutes long. You set your date and time. It is the 15th of January. I'm recording this about 9:13 at night. You can set your time zone. I am Mountain Time. So you can do a date stamp. See if I can make this look on or off if you want. Record audio. So there's two different ways you can turn this one on. You can do it here, and in a minute I'll show the other one. You can turn the beep sound on and off. The EV, this is your brightness adjustment. I cannot remember the term off the top of my head. I'll probably post it on screen. Frequency, this does a 50 or 60 hertz. So if you notice, you get a lot of what looks like vibration, or kind of like a wavy frame when you're watching the video. You might change this to 60 hertz because you just could be kind of like a resonant frequency. It'll record at different hertz there. Speed unit, so this is this is your miles per hour. I believe this will only work if you have the GPS attached, which I do not have. Accelerometer, you can adjust the sensitivity. Language, English, obviously for me. You can have a screensaver if you want. I have it turned off. You can have it turn on after 1 or 3 minutes. Motion detection, on or off. I believe this is if you get hit and it notices a big enough jar on its sensor, it will automatically save that file. Detect LED, I believe that is this one. You can turn that on or off if you want. Time-lapse record, you can so if you want this more of a time-lapse than a real time, you can turn that on or off. I do not know if that will change any other settings. I have not played with that. You can format your SD card, format warning. I'm not going to mess with either one of those because I don't want to delete some of the files that I have. You can reset the defaults, look at your version, and then we're back. So pretty simple configuration. We're going to go back. If you hold down this one for 3 seconds, it will turn the microphone on. Hold it again, it'll turn the microphone off. If you hold this button, it will take a picture. It does not interrupt the video recording, which is nice. And that is pretty much it. So I will post up so you guys can see some night and day recordings, a couple, maybe like 30 seconds of each. As you can see, this is a very simple camera. It retails for about $60. You can pick it up on Amazon, and there's some other websites as well. I will link it in the description below. If you guys have any questions, make sure you post them below, and we'll see you next time.